Hello, if you've done things against your better judgment, then this will interest you. So why do we make horrible decisions sometimes, and how to make better decisions for good? Hi, I'm Will Perry and I help make the complex psychological concepts simple. But it's more than understanding. We need to put them into action. It's so important. Most people miss that. I'm not clinically trained, but I've been an executive coach since 2001. I worked at the BBC there and I was head of action learning, which is a group coaching process, which I love. But for the last 13 years, I've been focused on this one thing. Why do we get stuck so much? And what's it got to do with that shadow side? So how I help people, literally one-to-one, 90-day program, which is awesome. One to a few on the action learning groups, or one to many on the online program. But there's so much here for free. A free program, free content. Find out more, get involved. Links are around here, subscribe. But here is the video of the day. Woohoo! And that's me of the video of the day. Hello, you made it through that bit. You're a head start. So why do we make horrible decisions? And I want to give you an example of what I consider a horrible decision that I made. So back in the day, this is an example. I've got my my lovely little firstborn. So you know what we're like with firstborns. So this is Jake down here or up here. I'd separated already from my first marriage, and that was traumatic and not nice. But you know, this stuff happens, and I'm just smiling. Maybe that was the first horrible decision, but given I'd done that, and I was that makes it sound like I'm regretting stuff, but I was seeing Jake. We'd had this contact. I'd always had, and it was hugely important. I always put contact first. So I had days where I picked Jake up from school, had him on the school night, took him home, took him to school, had him at the weekends, and that was really important to me. And in my second marriage, I had him every weekend, and it was obviously so important that he felt part of the family, that he was integrated, and that it was as easy, the transition was as easy as possible between the two homes, in effect, rather than taking him home. That he had to... Absolutely, all that stuff that you try and do as a parent. What happened was that, that he was a big brother for little Freddie, 5 years younger. But what started happening was that there were questions started to come from my wife at the time, which were, why do we have to have him so much? Why do we, we can't do anything. We've always got Jake. We've always got, and it was like, oh, really uncomfortable stuff. But at that time, what I wanted to do was please everybody, and you just can't. You just cannot please everybody. But I wasn't strong enough within myself to go, absolutely not. This is part of the deal. This is, what are you even talking about? I wasn't strong enough to do that. So I was trying to bend and appease. And what I ended up doing was I actually had a phone call. So here's a phone. Oh, there's a phone. And I had a phone call with my ex, and I said, actually, instead of having Jake every weekend, we're going to have him every other weekend. And my ex-wife at the time, she kind of blew up at me, and it's like, what the impact for Jake? What's that? The message. What's And I'd worked hard to get, have this real close contact, and it'd been difficult with the bumps in the road and all that sort of thing. But then I was giving it away, and it's like, and I was on the phone to the ex saying, "Oh, I'm going to cut down now to every other weekend," because I was trying to appease, my current wife, but I was making a horrible decision about not seeing my gorgeous son every weekend. And as she was exploding down the phone at me, what the hell, blah blah blah, I was kind of agreeing, not to her, but I was agreeing in my head. And I was hot, I was sweaty, I was uncomfortable. I thought, what the actual F am I doing? And I can remember feeling deeply troubled by it, but I couldn't say anything. I was completely out of my control, completely out of my comfort zone, completely out of... Can you relate to this? What decisions have you made that you've done this? And it was... you'd think, okay, that would make things better here. That would sort of appease this situation, and everything would be, cool and lovely, and we'd just adjust to. But actually, no, it got worse, and these are the kind of patterns that I encourage you to see. That it got to the point where number two, wife number two was saying, "Why do I have to have him at all? Why do I have to have him in my house?" And my head exploded, because that was the last straw, and that's when I finally realised stuff was going on that was not right and everything. And I actually punched a wall. Oh yeah, must have been Christmas Eve or something like that. I punched the wall. It was a dry line wall. What do you call them? Dry line walls, plasterboard. Yeah. And I broke my bone here, and I made a dent in it, and it's like, oh god. In my frustration or my anger, not a proud moment, but it didn't appease that decision not to have my son every weekend, which was just, it didn't appease the situation, and the situation just got worse and worse and worse until it became impossible. Why should I have your son in my house? It's like, and he's the most gorgeous, and he still is, the most gorgeous, wonderful, lovely thing. He was never trouble. Kids are kids, but anyway, that wasn't the problem. So it was. We sometimes make really bad decisions, but it's not just the decision. You could. I said, how did I? And that's so clear, that decision in my memory. What was I thinking? How could I possibly make that decision? How could I compromise myself and my love and my passion in such a way, when keeping the peace doesn't please anybody? And I kind of know that now. But how could I possibly do that? And what you need to do is learn to stand in your power. And I guess that's what I've just a minute. How many? 7 minutes already. I've equated it to many things, many analogies. Disney have this wonderful thing of the devil and the angel. So the devil being your negative subconscious that steers you in not such a good path, and the angel is kind of the one that's going to lead you more into the positive and everything. And I guess that devil side, I guess I call it the mother of all beliefs, mother of all beliefs. So that's kind of like the negative aspect in the brain, this darkness in the brain, and it infiltrates, and it seeps into every aspect of our life. So it makes all the decisions, and all the worries, and all the, for me, stem from this one thing, this deepest, darkest aspect of ourself. And for me, well, I don't need to say what mine was, but this one belief, if you've simmered down, filtered down all these beliefs that you have about yourself, this mother of all beliefs is the core one that fires off everything. All other negative beliefs, the negative stuff, all comes from that. And that's why taking action is so important. That's why I know taking action is such an integral part of it. And I've always said it. I've always said it in my program, and I've been saying this, but it's clear on a different level for me now, so much clearer, that you have to take action on this stuff. I've talked about the Wim Hof breathing, showering. I have 2-minute shower, a cold shower every day, and I don't want to. I don't go, oh, this is nice. I do it because it's a real challenge, and it reminds me every day that I can overcome my negative crap in my head. Because if I just let that negative stuff go, and I've got lots of different psychological techniques and NLP training and coaching, but on its own, that won't do it. This is deep, dark stuff that's really tricky. It's sensitivity to negative emotions that you have. And it's a real bug bind. No, it's more than that. It's a swear word, but I won't swear on this. But it's a really difficult, really tricky thing to change. If we could change it, it would be so easy, and everybody, be really. But that maybe wouldn't be quite such a transformation in people. Quite, we love those hero stories, don't we? taking action is so important. Overcoming on a daily basis these negative beliefs. So for me, an action that I take every day is the cold showers, because that really gets me in my mind, but also in my body. Also, it's so important to connect the two, the mind and the body. Otherwise, you just know something intellectually. If you have anxiety, it's a fantastic way to, help get yourself in your mind, but and in action as well. But whatever it is that you do, whether it's exercise, staying healthy, anxiety, getting out there and doing stuff, pushing yourself, makes me think of Emma doing, who's on the program and now is part of the program, doing public speaking. When she was terrified of that and had anxiety so bad that she couldn't leave the house sometimes. She overcame that by putting this stuff into action, not by learning it, not by going, oh, how interesting it is, by pushing herself and taking the opportunities that she was given to by, was it Slimming World she was at the moment? They said, oh, we'd love you to speak and give your speech in front of this group, and now in front of this group, and now on the tour bus in front of all this group. 600 people she did it in front of. Pushing herself to take action. So that's so important. Taking healthy steps, doing exercise. I do exercise every day. Action, but it's around the action of knowing what's trying to stop you. This is the stuff that's trying to stop you in every way. The mother of all beliefs is going to try and stop you in every way. Saying no. What a wonderful thing. Taking action. Saying no to people. It's a small thing, but you have to take action on this stuff. And create an action. It's an easy concept to think, oh yeah, I need to take action. Yeah, Will's right. Need to take action more. Good, I will do that. Not will, you need to be doing that. Every single day you need to be mindful of your mother of all beliefs, what it is, what it's trying to, where it's trying to get you, taking action, knowing what you want the new one to be, and creating a new neural pathway. But with action, it has to be. And creating a habit out of it, and it's harder to create a habit. You can do one thing one time and whew, I did it, great, that's it, done. Mother all belief is fixed. Oh no, mother all belief is mighty hard, mighty like concrete, mighty like infestation, mighty like, I don't know why I was speaking like this, but it's mighty. So it's mighty powerful. You need to act against it every single day, and that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. That's what I've learned, and it's really difficult. That's why for me the accountability and the longevity of the program. So I do a program for a year. That's why, mind you, I do a 90-day one, but that's mighty intensive. Taking action. You can't just understand it. It has to be about taking action. So my invitation to you is take the test. Take the self-esteem test if you haven't taken it already. Ask me for the link if you don't know where it is, or follow the link around here to my page. It's all on there. Share with me where you get stuck. What do you think? If we simmered it down, what do you think your mother of all beliefs is? Or share a terrible decision that you've made, a terrible choice that you've made that still sticks with you really clearly. You think, what the hell made me do that? Because it's really interesting when you verbalize it, how this stuff can come about. Or ask me how I can help. Ask me how I can help you give the structure to break this stuff down. But please do not ignore this stuff. Okay, do not ignore this stuff, because I've said it's like a cancer, which is intentionally a not nice analogy. But this stuff is like a cancer in your brain, and it just limits your life and leaves you having bad decisions and negative relationships where you're appeasing others and contorting yourself out of shape. I hope that's interesting to you. Do get involved, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear your views on this and how this impacts you. Lots of love. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.